You've got 5 real people, right? 5 totally different paths, but they all landed in the same incredible spot, making over $100,000 a year using AI. Okay, let's dive into this and break down exactly how they did it so you can figure out the path that fits you best. $100,000. Yeah, that number. It can feel kind of like a distant dream, right? But what if I told you it's not just possible, it's totally achievable? The key is having a proven roadmap. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to walk through the actual real-world stories of 5 entrepreneurs who turned AI into a 6-figure income. We're talking no theories here, just results. All right, first up, let's talk about James. We're calling him the agency builder. This guy went from being a regular marketing manager to pulling in a cool $120,000 a year, running his own AI-powered content agency. Pretty sweet, huh? Okay, look at this. What's so powerful here is just how stable his business is. A massive 90% of his income, that's from recurring client retainers. See, this isn't about chasing one-off gigs. It's all about building a predictable, scalable foundation for his business.
So the big question is, how does he pull this off? Well, it all comes down to an incredibly efficient system. James uses AI to do the heavy lifting, the research, the first drafts. Then he brings in human editors to add that final polish and quality control. This simple 4-step process, get this, it makes his agency 3 to 4 times faster than old-school competitors. He's personally handling the workload of a 4-person team. And that's his big secret. Use AI to multiply your output, not just tweak it.
Okay, path number 2. This is a totally different angle. Let's meet Maria, the strategist. She took her background as a business analyst and built a $110,000 business by combining 2 really powerful income streams.
And this right here, this is a brilliant example of a hybrid model. 60% of her income comes from high-touch, one-on-one consulting. But, and this is huge, a very significant 40% comes from digital products that she can sell over and over again. She has absolutely mastered balancing active and passive income.
And here it is. This is her secret sauce. And honestly, it's a total game changer. Maria's big idea is that her consulting work is basically paid market research. Think about it. She gets paid premium rates to find the biggest headaches her clients have, and then she turns those solutions into digital courses and templates that solve that same problem for thousands of people at scale. Genius, right?
All right, on to our third success story, David the developer. He's pulling in a solid $105,000 a year by building custom AI solutions for businesses. We're talking everything from chatbots to automation tools.
This gives us a really great peek under the hood of his business. So, while his monthly revenue is almost 12 grand, which is awesome, he's got about 3,000 in expenses, things like API costs. So the key takeaway here is that profitability isn't just about revenue, it's about smartly managing those costs while you're delivering that high-value work.
And this is how he delivers so much value so fast. For David, the lesson is simple. AI isn't here to replace developers, it's a force multiplier. Tools like GitHub Copilot help him write and debug code up to 50% faster. I mean, that effectively doubles his output without him having to double his hours. Incredible. Next up, let's look at Rachel, the creator. She's a former graphic designer who's now making $115,000 a year by mixing her artistic skills with AI image generation tools. This one is super cool.
Just look at this income split for a second, because it tells an incredible story. Her passive income from print-on-demand products, t-shirts, posters, that kind of thing, now makes up 60% of her earnings. That means it's actually surpassed the money she makes from her active client work. I mean, that is the literal definition of a scalable business.
And her strategy is just genius. Her whole philosophy is that active income should be used to fund passive growth. So she takes the steady, predictable cash flow from her design clients and uses it to fund all the experiments and marketing she needs to grow her print-on-demand business. It's like one side of the business is literally fueling the other. It's a perfect flywheel.
And for our final path, we have Tom, the educator. He's got a background in marketing, and he's built an amazing $125,000 a year business just by teaching other people how to use AI.
Tom has created what might be the most perfectly balanced business model out of all of them. It's a perfect 50-50 split. Half comes from his scalable online courses that anyone can buy, and the other half comes from high-ticket one-on-one coaching for that really personalized guidance.
And you guessed it, it's another brilliant feedback loop. Tom's big insight is that teaching creates its own momentum. The courses? They're a fantastic lead generator for his premium coaching. And at the same time, that coaching work builds up his authority and gets him testimonials that, you guessed it, help sell more courses. It's this beautiful, self-perpetuating cycle of success.
Okay, so we've just looked at 5 people on 5 totally different paths. But what's really fascinating is that underneath it all, they were all following the same core blueprint. So let's break that down.
So what do they all have in common? I mean, what are the threads that tie together the agency builder, the strategist, the developer, the creator, and the educator?
It really comes down to these 5 keys. First, every single one of them focused on recurring revenue. Second, they all charged premium prices based on the value they delivered, not the hours they worked. They became absolute masters of their AI tools to work smarter and faster. They systematized everything they could. And finally, they all built multiple streams of income. That's how they created real stability.
And listen, this did not happen overnight. This slide is so important because it shows the realistic journey. It's a steady climb, usually over about 12 months. The first few months, you're just building a foundation. Then you start to gain some real momentum. And by about month 10 to 12, that's when you're hitting that 6-figure run rate. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
All right, we've seen the proof that it's possible. We've uncovered the blueprint they all used. So now, the focus shifts to you. It's time to figure out which of these paths aligns with your skills and your goals.
And this little guide right here should make it pretty simple. Look, if you're a great writer and you like managing projects, James's agency path is probably for you. Got some business experience? Maria's hybrid model of consulting and products could be a perfect fit. And if you're a designer, a developer, or you love to teach, well, there's a proven path just waiting for you right here.
So, the most crucial takeaway from all of this is this. Every single one of these $100,000 journeys started with one single decision. Just the decision to begin. They chose a path and they took that first scary step. So, really, the only question left to ask is, which path is going to be yours?